So I wanted to find out from your experience, are there any principles pertaining to dealing with money?
You should never underestimate the power of money. You see, one of the things you have to know about money is you have to give it away. You won't plug a problem with money.
Wow.
People buy for two reasons.
Yeah.
One, to solve a problem. Two, to feel good. Go ahead and call your business St. Peter. You can call it Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It will collapse.
If you're not faithful.
Exactly. People are your biggest multiplier. They'll lift you to levels that you would not have gone alone.
Have you seen that play out in your life?
Yes.
Give me a scenario.
You have to protect the family from the business. Your irresponsibility eventually becomes someone's responsibility.
Wow. Mr. Munyirwa,
Yes, sir.
welcome to the Thriving Felix Kitaka podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Awesome. So what I try to do on this podcast, I try to have a conversation, not be an interview.
Let me relax.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no right answer. There's no right way to do it.
Yeah.
Just a normal conversation.
Okay.
And what I do, I don't introduce my guests.
Okay.
So the first thing I ask people is like, who is Mr. Munyirwa, for someone who doesn't know you?
Munyirwa Grace is father.
Okay.
I like to say I'm a father who is a businessman. Yeah. Those two are my callings, but one takes precedence over the other. Many times the business wants to steal from the father. So I need to protect the father from the business. But
Wow.
I'm a father who is a businessman, and I'm a husband. I teach. Gone through a lot, and I'm just amazed that it's like a cut of 9 lives that God has given me.
Wow.
But that's who I am.
That's awesome. You said something interesting, that sometimes the business tries to steal away from the father. The business tries to steal away from the father. Is it?
From the fatherhood.
From the fatherhood. How does that look like?
Business is a calling. And it kind of gets a hold of you. And you can run with it. And before you know it, you are the business is you, and you've literally cut off everyone else, including fatherhood.
Wow.
Is
that in time priorities?
Mind.
Okay.
Mind. Time. Money. They say that attention is the new currency.
Okay.
You could be physically present and
absent.
And absent.
Wow. Wow.
So it's so subtle. Because you could even say, after all, I'm doing this business for my family. This is I'm not doing it for myself. And almost everything I earn goes to the family. So the thin line between that is very tricky.
Wow. What do you think people get wrong in making such a statement, that I'm doing this for the family? What are they missing?
Their hearts are good. Their intentions are pure. But the constituents, who is your family, don't feel that way. Okay. So you have to protect the family from the business. I'll give you an example. Yesterday I was explaining to some people and saying, we like to say, my family is my priority. I love my family. I really love my family. We don't. We don't as much as we think we do. So one wise man told me, when you get paid, show that you love your family. And so after the tithe, then it's going to be the family.
Wow.
It's going to be the family. So there is no way you can tell us you love the family and we have no sugar at home. In fact, he went on to say, school fees can come later. Then, you know the temptation that comes through that?
No.
Say, no, school fees is for the family. And then you say, the business is also for the family. Even as I go away, I'm going away for you. Eventually, everything can be smuggled in.
I like the word.
Yeah, it can eventually be smuggled in, and yet the family really doesn't feel that way.
Wow.
So if we're going to say that family is coming first, then it's going to show first on the priorities.
Wow.
And on the money, on the bank statement. The rest of these things will wait.
Wow.
And they can wait.
But that can be a hard decision for a businessman when there are demands on the business and there are demands at home.
I'll give you an example. Let's first leave business. Come to home. Marriage and the home. You sometimes have to protect the marriage from the home.
Okay.
And say, we are doing this all together. This is the shopping list. This is the cleaning. This is the guy of the garbage needs money. Yaka is done. And all this kind of thing. But as a couple, you then have to say, you know what? We are blocking off time and going away. You guys, see you. Now, none of these things is evil as such. But if you do not protect, if you do not block time together, then it won't happen. But you will say, no, I love my family.
Wow.
I love my family. Yet, someone in the family, who is your wife, feels distant from you.
You're not around. You're too busy
running family things. I have grown-up children. Right now, we just tell them we're going away.
How old is your firstborn?
27.
Oh, wow. You're kidding. You've aged well.
No, you see this.
Wow. Yes.
I hope she's not embarrassed that I have revealed her age.
No, sure.
On the air. But this is the thing. That there are younger ones who we are raising to say, hey, we can be with you, dance with you, laugh with you. And the time comes and say, hey, mommy and daddy are going away. We're not going to even for a workshop. No, we're not going for a seminar. No, we're not going for... No, we're just going to be with ourselves.
Something I'm hearing from what you're sharing is sort of this part that in life sometimes you won't have enough. And you just have to make a decision.
You'll always make it.
I like that. And you have to make a decision to prioritize certain things.
I was looking at the bills I have to pay next week.
Yes.
And gosh, I don't know. They way exceed any money coming in next week.
Wow.
And you have to always prioritize. And like Jim Collins said, good is the enemy of great.
Yeah.
It's not like evil is the enemy of great. No, it's good. It's good. They're the good things we do.
Yeah. Like I'm doing this for the family. I'm stepping out for the family.
Yes. And many times we as men, now if I may turn to men, get crushed because our intentions were pure. Our goal was, I'm doing all this for my family. And yes. But there's a moment when you must check out of your vocation, your career, and then now come and be.
Wow. And be the father.
And be the father. and be the husband.
Wow.
And maybe this has just come to my head.
Yeah.
Sometimes we think we will reap where we've not sown.
Wow.
Okay, I'll give you an example. You will reap where you have sown.
Yeah.
And let me explain. You could be a very good mother.
Yeah.
Okay. And say the wifing bit is having a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
And so you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a very good mother.
Yeah.
It's commendable that you're going to be a very good mother.
Yeah.
But the good mothering will not give you a harvest in the wifing. So this is in the same home. Yeah. Yes, the role of wife is different from the role of mothering. And what you harvest in both, what you plant in both is different. And what you harvest in both is different.
Wow. Wow.
So sometimes in a very subtle way, we say, you know what, I'm going to really be there for my children. I'm going to, make sure I come back home early. I'm going to make sure I spend the weekends with them. Yeah. You'll be shocked that the relationship, the marriage is actually deteriorating while you're doing that.
What I hear, analogy that comes to me, it's a farmer who goes and plants matoke and doesn't plant beans. So they end up with food without sauce.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wisdom. So I'm seeing the gray beard now.
But sometimes that comes a little later than you should have realized it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And to backtrack a bit, how did you get into business?
Wow. How much time do you have? My mother kind of slid me into business.
Okay.
So my mother is a nurse. So people would come home. Yeah. These are the early 80s. And people would come home, they have malaria, and so they all want to be treated. And so she would tell me, you know what, go to town, buy the medication. Felix is coming in the evening to get a shot. So she would give me the money and I would go buy the medicine. She would write me the list, go buy the medicine and come. And she injects Felix. Yeah. Then gives me the money. Now, in a way, she introduced me to cost price and selling price and margin. She did not sit down and tell me, this is profit. Yeah. So she would just simply give me, let's say, 1,000 shillings. Yeah. Go buy ABCD. I go buy ABCD. Yeah. And when Felix comes and uses that, he pays us 15,000 shillings. So she tells me, collect the money from Felix. I collect the money from Felix. Yeah. I'm happier. I'm happier. Yeah. Yeah, because now I see the 10,000 I went with has become 15,000. So next time she tells me the neighbor's wife has an issue, she's coming over, I would be very eager to go buy more medication. Yeah.
Wow, interesting hearing that. I know you for Vine Pharmacy. Yeah. So it's sudden to realize, wait, pharmacy, you didn't just fall into it.
No, in between I tried a number of things and just came back home to pharmacy.
Why did you come back home to pharmacy?
It was what was available.
What does that mean?
I'd put a hand on many things that just didn't work. One of them was coffee. Yeah. A friend of mine told me, you know what, if you give me money, if I have a plantation, we will do this thing, buy the coffee, dry it, and you'll get... I gave him the money and I never saw him again.
Wow.
Yeah. So I tried the hand on charcoal, but charcoal was dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, but by the time you're done, you literally look like the trade. Yeah. So when I saw a job opening for a medical representative, I applied. I got trained on how to sell medicine. Yeah. Then I really started selling medicine.
Wow.
When I sold medicine, I realized that I could actually make money the other side of the counter. So I left that job,
Yeah.
opened a pharmacy with a couple of friends,
Yeah.
and we did well.
Okay.
I would say we really did well. And
What
then
does?
we fought.
Wow.
Yeah, we fought. We had good intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but intentions alone never translate to results. So
Expound.
none of us knew how to work as a team. We argued about literally everything.
Wow.
We came with what we thought the right way to run a business was.
Yeah.
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 So you can imagine 4 men arguing almost every 3 days.
Wow.
Tantrums and tempers flaring. But I think it was a good, now come to think of it,
Yeah.
I think it was a good learning.
Why is that?
You realize people are different. Why doesn't everyone think like you? Don't they see the good that you, how good you are? Don't they see how well intentioned you are? Why are they different?
Yeah.
Why should they disagree with you? Why shouldn't they appreciate your effort?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you realize people are not mind readers.
Wow.
People have different backgrounds. People have different challenges. I'll give an example.
Yeah.
Of one of those. So we thought, when we make money,
Yeah.
how often should we divide the profit?
Yes.
Some people felt monthly.
Yeah.
And some of us felt maybe quarterly. And then we're told, no, you because you don't have problems. For us, we have problems, so we should be able to divide.
Yeah.
And then occasionally I would get a hefty sum.
Yeah.
Maybe one deal comes in, and an organization orders for a huge quantity of a product, and you have a good one-off.
Yeah.
So we felt we could eat some of the one-off profits, but then reinvest. Yes. And then you find some guy has already calculated what is due to him before even the client sends the payment. And the fella wants an advance. An advance on the sale that hasn't been paid for yet.
Wow. Wow.
So I wouldn't even say maybe that there were staff issues or the competition issues. No, they were really fundamentally shareholder quarrels that we had.
So the business was successful, but the shareholders failed to agree.
Yes.
Could it have been because there's no one assigned particularly for the headship, where everyone was more or less a head?
No. Yeah. I was the head, incidentally.
Okay.
They agreed to make me head.
Yes.
And head I was.
Yeah.
But they were not used to, you see, this is the thing. This is the problem with entrepreneurship, essentially.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is born out of the backbone of rebellion.
That's interesting.
Okay. So you're saying, nope, I have a better way, I have a cheaper way, I will do it. I will not take that order. I have a way around it. Now, when you find 4 people who have a backbone of rebellion come together, everyone has an opinion, everyone has a way, and everyone knows how to shout and make their case. And make their case. So you realize that in very good companies, you have to take them the back seat and allow the leader to lead and give them time to give them a clean and clear runway for them to lead. Yeah. But no, we all had our opinions.
Wow.
On who to hire and who to fire. So you could come back and the dispenser has been fired. And yet you are the lead. And you have no clue.
Wow.
I remember one time we were all foolish. All foolish. So we agreed that one of our friends' wife could be the cashier.
Yeah.
Because she said, look, my wife is at home. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, she became the cashier.
Yes.
But we found it again very hard to reprimand her. So,
Wow.
if there was a wedding, for instance,
Yeah.
he would just take her. And then
Yeah.
now we would have no cashier.
She went for a party.
Yes. And then, again, bad manners crept in. So
Yeah.
he would want an advance.
Hmm.
And his wife would
Is that-
easily give it to him. So,
Wow.
we had those problems really out of pure ignorance.
Hmm.
Yeah, pure ignorance. Even us now looking back,
Yeah.
even us agreeing to have his wife as a cashier.
It was your fault as well.
Yeah, exactly. And because she
Yeah.
couldn't say no to him. If he wanted like a 50K, I said, okay, you write it somewhere.
After she also needs it at home.
Exactly. Isn't it you who said there are no tomatoes? So make good, or else we shall have no tomatoes at all.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
But as you're speaking about your conflict with your business partners,
Yeah.
what I find interesting, it has a mirror to the marriage situation,
Yeah.
right? Where you have a home where the husband and wife are all competing on decision making.
Yes.
Yes.
I hadn't looked at it that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where you find the husband can wake up and the wife decided to fire someone.
Yes.
And like, why didn't you tell me about that?
By the time you come back home,
Yeah.
everyone has been fired.
So that's quite interesting. And for me, why it's encouraging,
Yeah.
because sometimes when you're in the home, people think this is because women are emotional.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But suddenly here are men working together and having the same problems men have with women in the home.
Yeah.
So realize it's a personality issue of different people working together.
It is. And that time I didn't have the maturity really to navigate those storms.
Yeah.
And so after about a year and a half of working with them, I asked them to buy me out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I quit.
Wow.
So I quit and went and set up my own.
What did the paid day look like of being bought out?
Not very good.
Yeah.
But you see, at that point, you think you know. You think you know it all.
Yeah.
So emotions are way ahead of certain facts. Yeah.
Emotions trump objectivity.
Exactly. So one of them bought me out.
Yeah.
I went to set up another pharmacy.
Alone this time?
Yes.
Were you a pharmacist?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I tend to say I'm just a businessman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you... That's interesting to say you're a businessman. How does a businessman operate in an industry they are not educated in, like pharmacy?
You can learn.
Wow.
You can learn.
What was your learning journey? What did your learning journey?
Very long. Very long.
Yeah.
But I read a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. One time, there was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
He still runs a pharmacy. Now he even has a hospital.
Yeah.
And so he told me, look, Grace, I'm going away.
Yeah.
And I want you to step in and be my pharmacist, acting.
After you've started your own?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he said he was going back to India for about 3 months.
Yeah.
And he wanted to write to National Drug Authority, appointing me as the acting pharmacist in his place.
How can you be an acting pharmacist when you're not a pharmacist?
That is the thing. He didn't believe I wasn't. I belabored to explain to him.
Yes.
I'm not. He said, no, you're kidding me. Just tell me you don't want to help me.
Wow.
Yeah. And I pulled him aside. I said, look, I would love to.
Yeah.
If I had the papers. I don't want you to get the impression that you've left behind a pharmacist who is not. Yeah. So it was after a while that he later on believed me.
Wow.
But he couldn't believe that I wasn't.
He was convinced.
Yes, he was very convinced I was.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did your reading look like to educate yourself?
I knew the field I'd gone into
Yeah.
was a hard one, so I had to do a lot of reading. In fact, I remember this particular time
Yeah.
that I read a lot and tried to teach my staff the
Yeah.
things I was reading,
Yeah.
and they were not getting it. So one of those days I went to Johannesburg, spent some time there,
Yeah.
and I locked myself in the room, in the hotel room,
Yeah.
and wrote down a manual.
Yeah.
Just trying to explain to someone what it is like to run a pharmacy from really layman language.
Yeah.
Because I said, if I have to multiply myself,
Yeah.
then I have to make it so plain, so simple that someone will read through. If I gave you so many books, you may open by page 10, you're bored.
Yeah.
Scientific books are never interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I sought to find a way to make it so easy for someone to understand, first of all,
Yeah.
and then be able to explain to the patient.
So one of the things I do on this podcast, I try to go deeper into even things that may be outside of my competence.
Yeah.
Like I have a desire, I'm curious to know what your reading looks like in pharmacy. Are you looking at studying diseases? Are you studying particular medicines? Are you studying the chemistry? What does the study look like?
Both. So I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So you see antibiotics.
Yeah.
There are broadly about 8 different classes of antibiotics.
Okay.
So you may say, oh, I had cough, I swallowed this, and it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
My cough hasn't. So you then look, now because you have this knowledge, you'd say, okay, you'd quickly know where that belongs, and then switch the patient to another one. Probably in another classification.
Yeah.
In a different group within the classification. You also want to know the age of the person, and if they are pregnant or not. If they are taking any other medicine. Because you could have certain interactions, either to cancel the effect. Someone might say, for instance, I took a medicine, and then I took my milk, and yet that milk completely deactivates the effect of the medicine and nullifies the effect of the medicine. So you want to know, you want to be able to educate the person and say, this medicine is good, but what is the age of the person? That's when you realize that actually there's a difference between a syrup, a suspension, and a tablet. But also a child is not a young adult. Wow. So just getting a tablet and crushing it and saying, I will crush and give half or a quarter is not the same as giving a suspension syrup.
Wow, that's interesting. How many products did you have like in a pharmacy when you start? Oh, right now a pharmacy.
Probably say 3,000.
3,000 products. How many of those do you know?
All. You have to know all.
You're kidding.
No.
How do you know 3,000 products?
You will know. I always want to say, these signs shall follow. Them that believe. But you will know. And let me tell you, you will, for what you love, you will learn. If you love it, you will learn. You may have a challenge with Bible verses. Right? And you say, you know what? How does someone know Ezekiel 34:5? How does someone know Isaiah 60:22? But start. Start with 2, start with 10, start with 5.
Wow.
Eventually, after 3 years, you won't believe yourself even. So 3,000 products, let them not intimidate you. I'll give you an example. So we had a challenge. Ladies would come in and ask for a cosmetic product and say, do you have Clean and Clear Fed cream? Say, yes, we have. And then she would ask a question that would make all of us go blank. Says, what do I use it with?
What?
So
wow.
that is all we have.
Wow.
But then we eventually got to know. She's asking, do you have a toner? Do you have a scrub? Do you have a moisturizer? Do you have the soap? So, leave alone medicine, you now have to learn cosmetics.
Wow.
Wow. You see your face?
Yeah.
We can work on it.
Wow.
You get it? Yeah.
Yes.
But you have to know the skincare cycle. How do you care for your skin? How often should you scrub? What should you do first? And some of the things, even if I it's imperative that I learn them. Yeah.
That's interesting. So it's from what I hear you saying, that if you get into a line of business, you need to understand your business in and out.
You need to. It's imperative.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I branched off into clothing.
After studying the pharmacy?
Yeah.
How
so I opened a boutique at ShopRite. Wow. Yeah. So we started bringing clothes. Yeah. We got it wrong first.
Why did you get it wrong?
We were buying clothes for everyone. So we were buying casual clothes, we were buying wedding dresses, we were buying work attire.
Yeah.
And none of it was selling.
Okay.
Until I said, let me buy what I understand. So I understand casual, the way I am.
Oh, that's your dress.
So I said, I am going to stock for clients who are like me.
Wow.
Yes.
Are they many?
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
They are. So we started bringing in clothes. Then I know how to dress my wife.
Yeah.
Then I said, I will bring in clothes like for my wife.
What do you mean you know how to dress your wife?
I buy clothes for my wife.
Since when?
Since we got married.
How do you dare?
I know she's a size 14.
You're kidding?
No. So I can tell size 14, then I can tell who is size 12 and size 10. A few of them who are size 8. Okay. And then I can tell a size 18 and a size 20.
No, I need to go back. When do you decide that I'll buy clothes for my wife?
As and when need arises.
You just knew you were able to do it?
If I'm buying for myself, I'm also going to buy for my wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
If my wife hears this, she'll have a fault against me.
No, yeah.
Okay, so you were buying for yourself in the shop, started to dress your wife as well.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
So I then started bringing clothes for ladies as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Ladies like your wife.
Yes. I got to learn one thing. And indeed, you see, the more you're interested in a business, the more you actually learn. So one day a client came in. Yeah. We used to go, we're one of the first people to go to Turkey and bring Turkish.
Which year is this?
2012.
Okay.
12, 13, 14. Yeah. So the lady walked in. Yeah. And by the way, ladies are very wonderful people. Yeah. Okay. There's nothing as good as a lady coming in and buying a dress. Yeah. And she tries it on and thanks you for buying a very nice outfit. So she pays you. Yeah. And you thank her and she thanks you.
Men don't do that.
No. But trades elsewhere don't happen that way.
Oh.
That you're both thanking each other.
Wow.
You're both happy concurrently at the same time.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. She's honestly saying, thank you so much. And you're also saying, thank you so much.
Because you know the margin.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll tell you, one day, the lady walked in, tried on a dress. Of course, you learn. Yeah. You have to have mirrors. Yeah. Okay? Mirrors are just essential. And long mirrors. Not, passport size. So the lady tried on the dress. Yeah. And, she turned, looked the other way, shook her head and hips. And then kind of the transaction was not moving. The conversation was not moving. Yeah. It was not fluid. So I sought to unblock it.
Yeah.
Is it the price? Is it the size? I said, no, it's not about the price. But it doesn't show my bam bam.
Wow.
There was no comeback to that.
Wow.
If the dress will not bring out the shape, you can reduce the price however much you want. That sale is not going to go through.
Wow.
And indeed, she took off the clothes and we hung it.
Wow.
No amount of discount. So the thing is this, you get to learn. People buy for two reasons.
Yeah.
One, to solve a problem. Two, to feel good.
Mm.
So yes, she's buying to cover her nakedness.
Yeah.
But she must feel good about it.
Mm.
If you miss one of those two, sometimes you can give something, it makes her feel good or him feel good, but it does not solve the problem. Then they will not be happy. So you see that yes, it covers her nakedness. It's functional.
That's a need.
That's a need.
Yeah.
It has been ticked.
Yeah.
But beyond that, emotion kicks in. Okay. So the person must feel good about themselves.
No, just a second. You just brought a powerful idea. Because I've been cautious about the rational mind and the emotion. Now, what I didn't know that it's involved in our purchasing, that when you're solving a need, you're dealing rationally.
Yeah.
When it gets to feeling, your emotion.
Yes.
How it makes you feel.
Correct.
Wow.
And these days, you know that you need to follow up that feeling.
What do you mean?
Okay. So you bought a phone yesterday. We explained to you how it works, the SIM card, the blah, 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 the data and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
To keep that emotion high, we would have to call you the next day and say, Mr. Kitaka, how is the experience with the phone going? If we don't, one, you may reach home and your wife says, you, what kind of man are you? This phone you bought is worth a whole house. And you have feelings of regret.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have to call you the next day and guide you and say, no, you actually made a very good decision.
Oh.
So the emotions remain high.
Otherwise, they will connect your business to that bad emotion.
And there'll be regret.
And they will never come
They'll
back.
never come.
Wow.
So the follow-up call is as essential as the transaction itself. And many people miss that. What you want to say, hey, by the way, how is the cough now? Are you recovering? How is everything? Say, oh, you see, yeah, I take it, but I have a dry throat. Oh, that's a side effect of that drug. So what you do, take more fluids. It will go away.
And now they will feel better.
Exactly.
Yet they were starting to think, maybe these guys gave me a bad medicine.
Functionally, the medicine is working. Emotionally, there's a subtraction.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you'll allow me, I'm finding analogies to marriage as we're talking about this. Because
I was about to pull it.
So you understood.
Yeah.
So I can see how, which goes back to what you talked about in the beginning.
Yeah.
Men saying, I'm doing this for the family.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a man who feels I'm providing.
Yeah.
I'm providing, but this woman is not appreciating.
Correct.
Because you're meeting the need.
Yeah.
But the emotional part you're not meeting.
Exactly. And that is why many men, well-intentioned, will simply say, women don't appreciate. Because they are fulfilling a functional need. And they have evidence to show that, didn't I do this? Yes. Now what is wrong with you? It is functional.
But the fact that it doesn't show up bam bam, that's more important.
Exactly. Exactly. So the thing is, the emotional thing, let's sit down and talk.
Yeah.
Ask me how my day was. Let's dream together. Let's, fantasize of a world that's not yet here. Let's challenge each other to learn a foreign language.
Yeah.
To read a book, an article. Or to joke, did you see this meme?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's interesting. But I'd like to backtrack a bit.
Yeah.
So you told me about that store you started at. You said Garden City?
No, ShopRite.
ShopRite.
Yeah.
So out of curiosity, I want to know, how does idea start for that store, and how do you go about pulling it off? Because most people, that's what they struggle with. People have ideas, but to turn an idea to reality is not straightforward.
I saw an advert.
Yeah.
Shop available for sale. A bit of me feared, but it was like a baby in me leaped. And so I contacted the guy. We negotiated price. I gave him my offer.
The shop was already running?
Yes.
Yeah.
I gave him my offer. But a bit of me was like, you have never done this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're about to make your worst mistake. But I read one day that a dream is part excitement and part fear.
Wow.
Yeah. I said, this is maybe the dream I've been looking for. But I said, what's the worst? I'll have learned a thing or two. I won't die.
Yeah.
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 These guys who do this thing, Elon Musk wasn't born with rockets.
No,
he learned.
Yeah.
We shall learn.
Wow.
So I went in, gave him a low offer. I didn't think he would call me back.
Yeah.
2 days later, the guy called me and we closed the transaction. And I didn't know what to do next. That's why we messed. Yeah. So I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
We brought in suits.
Yeah.
Okay. And a few people would buy suits. And the frequency was very, very low. If you bought a suit now, when will you buy the next suit?
That is true.
Exactly. So, oops, that was a mistake. Right. Then, and a few people, by the way, sometimes you really have to listen.
Yeah.
So as sales began to rise, I remember there's a lady who walked in and said she was wondering if we had traditional wear. And my staff said, Grace, we should stock vitenge.
Yeah.
That one I said no. Because we now started getting the vein of casual wear and office wear. Like, vitenge, I think for now, no, I would rather not look at that.
Yeah.
And as we got it right on the casual wear, I decided this would be a niche to concentrate on. Sometimes you have to say no to the one-offs and really glean on what the vein is. I'll tell you another thing that I used to do.
Yeah.
So I used to go to church, and after the service, I would stand by the door and watch people walk out. And if I saw 3 ladies with a similar fashion,
wow,
I knew that was sellable.
Wow.
Now, once that is sellable, then on my next order, that's going to come through. Yeah. And there's nothing as good as getting it right. Just seated on the nose of the jet as it takes off.
Yeah.
You can't have enough. Yeah. In fact, sometimes people would abuse us for having little stock.
Wow.
Yeah. The plus sizes would say we are the ones who have money. These small people have no money. Why don't you stock for us? Yeah. And me, if you stock for my size 20, just tell me how many things you have. I'll come and clear all of them. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was an adventure.
That's
then I sold it.
Why?
There was a buyer.
There's no emotion attached to it.
There was a buyer.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You see, always run your business.
Yeah.
Ready to sell.
Why?
It keeps you less emotionally involved with the business, but it also keeps the business sound. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So if you told me you're selling this business, say, okay, fantastic, good. How much? You tell me, let's say 50 million.
Yeah.
Say, okay, good. I'll ask you one question. How much do you pay yourself? So, no, here I've been working and not paying myself. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want a business that will not pay myself.
Oh, what shows it makes money is the fact that you can pay yourself.
Exactly. Wow. So as I'm running the business, then I'm saying, oh, it must pay grace. So when Mr. Felix Kitaka comes in and says, I want to buy this business, I say, oh, by the way, this is how much it pays me faithfully. Here are the books, you can see. It has been paying me for the last 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, when you tell me, business sometimes is hard, I instead have to put in more money, why am I inheriting a problem? So you're literally getting a hot potato and throwing it at me.
Yeah, yeah.
So they need to document that way before you get a prospect of a buyer. Wow. You want to say, okay, should the buyer walk in and ask, okay, Mr. Kitaka, how much do you pay yourself? It's not a story.
And you don't need many words.
Don't say, first sit down and explain to me. You see, but then, no. Say, no. Okay, let me just pull out my laptop.
And show you.
Show,
don't tell.
No.
Yeah.
Does the business have some savings?
Yeah.
Yes, we started off, we didn't have savings, but the past 1 year, we've been able to save 500,000 per month as a business. Wow. Now, you're actually able to ask for a premium. So the guy says, I'll give you 50. I say, no, that's why I'm asking for 80. Because this is the plug and play. Wow. From day one,
you start minting.
So you always want to run the business in a way that it can be sold.
Wow.
That's and powerful. In a way that you don't have a lot of explanations to make.
And what I see about that is that it also forces you to put systems in place.
Exactly. The buyer doesn't want to know that, you see, that gentleman you found at the door is my uncle. Yeah, and that one comes in whatever time. Because he's my mother's... he's my mother's brother.
Yes. There's no emotion.
There's no emotion. Says that gentleman should be sacked.
Wow.
He's useless for the business.
Yes, yes.
So you want to say, uncle, respectfully, uncle, you must be here at 7:30.
If not, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. So you sell it. What happens after?
So I sold it. I didn't really. Maybe I shouldn't have sold it. I sold it. I don't know. I don't remember even where the money went. Yeah, but yes, I sold it. I think I invested the money in Vine, but it didn't make any change. Because that time Vine was having its own challenges.
Okay.
So, which maybe at that point I hadn't diagnosed properly.
Yeah.
So, you won't plug a problem with money.
Wow.
And no.
Okay.
In fact, if you think your problem is money, then you don't have a problem.
Why did you say that?
If you think your problem is money, you don't have a problem.
Wow.
You just don't have management.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see, let me go to the Bible.
Yeah.
God will not give you what you ask for. No.
Give you what you need?
Nope.
Okay.
Now, before you stone me, because you may have some stash of story at the back there. Yes. But he will give you what you can manage. Okay. So, if you manage that well, money will come. Let me ask you, Mr. Kitaka.
Yeah.
Simple thing. So, let's say you say, Grace, you know what? Give me 1,000,000 shillings. I'm going to invest it. Within 1 year, it will be 2 million.
Yeah.
I say, okay, fine. Here it is. And indeed, you do that. And then you say, I need now 10.
Yeah.
I'll provide you the 10. I'll tell other people and say, there's this guy. He has a way. It's so simple. And you multiply that money by 2 in 1 year.
Yeah.
Because we see that good management attracts resources.
Wow. It's a parable of the talents.
Yes. Resources will come to you.
Have you seen that play out in your life?
Yes.
Give me a scenario.
I'll give you a negative scenario.
Okay.
When I've lacked, I have known I have misused resources.
Wow. How did you misuse the resources when you lacked?
I'll tell you. One, you didn't follow the things that you actually should, and you mismatched. If you get, I'll give a simple example.
Yeah.
You have a small business. Let's say you have a small shop across the road.
Yeah.
You own it.
Yeah.
You have a job. Okay. And so the job pays you.
Yeah.
The business runs.
Yeah.
And these two streams mix up.
Yeah.
Okay. So part of your salary goes to stock the sugar. Part of the sales from the sugar go to buy tomatoes at home.
Yeah.
That business shall fail.
Wow.
I don't need to be a prophet, but it's just a matter of time. It's not when. It's not if, it is when. Yeah. Sooner or later,
yeah,
your money will be separated from you. Money doesn't like confusion. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why God actually gives you orderliness. Says you earn 100, take off 10. That means you must have a separation principle. In this case, to know that the shop money and my money are two different monies. And once you run it that way, money will never be a problem to you.
What's the proper order, for example, in the scenario you gave of the salary and the business?
I'll tell you one thing. I would say about 90% of business problems, especially in Uganda, is that people do not separate money. Their personal money from the business money. And they justify it and say, after all, it's in the business money. Did I start it? Who started this business? If you understand, my phone, I changed the name of my phone. My phone is business money is not your money. Mr. Kitaka, once you understand that business money is not your money, that business is a trust.
Wow.
You have been entrusted.
Wow.
With stuff, with product, with customers.
Wow.
And the one who manages businesses well will thrive. Wow. I would even add, you can go ahead and call your business St. Peter. You can call it Hallelujah. It will collapse.
If you're not faithful.
Exactly.
But I see a sort of a dilemma. Is I'm seeing a young entrepreneur who's ambitious, had a little bit of capital, maybe he's married, and gets his money and puts it and starts a business. And now he's trying to do business, but he's also trying to keep home afloat. I find it hard for him to say, I'll separate business from home. Because madam at home is saying, we don't have food, but he's spending his time at the business. How does he juggle such a scenario?
He should get some money out of the business and say he's going to pay himself a salary of 1,000,000 shillings per month.
Yeah.
And that comes at the end of the month. And give it to madam, or find a way of dealing with madam.
Yeah.
And leave the shop on its own.
Yeah.
In the beginning of this conversation, I said business is a calling.
Yeah.
So because it consumes you, be careful what you do with that consumption. You will have a lot of power. You'll have a lot of resources.
Yeah.
But be careful how you deploy those resources. Once you get to know that the business actually does not belong to you.
Wow.
Okay. So you're Felix Kitaka. Yes. But the business does not belong to you. You are a steward of the resources you've been given.
Wow.
Now, later on, you realize that God is interested in everything you are. So yes, he'll give you 100 shillings.
Yeah.
Yes, you say, you'll tithe.
Yeah.
And some people say, once you tithe, then the 90 is yours. No. Even the 90 belongs to God.
It's in trust.
Yes. So once you realize that actually, it's not the 10.
Yeah.
It is the 100 that belongs to him.
Wow.
So people say, me, the good thing is I send the church their 10 and then I see what to do with this. No, God is following you up to know what you do with the 90. Because even the 90 is his.
Wow.
Now, when you realize the 100 is actually his, then you realize you are actually just a steward of what has been entrusted to you.
Wow, that's
And so you must give account. What does a good steward do? Give account. And so they don't get annoyed when they're held accountable.
I like that.
No, Mr. Kitaka,
Wow.
if I gave you 50K and I said my car is there, as you're going, put in fuel of 30.
If I do exactly that, why should
in
I
fact,
worry when
you should be, oh, Grace, your car is parked down there.
Yes.
I put in 30, here's the 20. Here's the receipt.
But if I misused it and you start asking me, I'm like, what do you think, I'm a thief?
Yeah, exactly. You would have said what you really are. And eventually confirmed my fears.
Wow. Yeah. But I must say, this is a very powerful revelation. And I think why it blows the mind, because you think it's my business. I registered it. I put in the capital. So you end up operating it as it's my thing. Just as someone may go home and say, this is my child, right? But if you look at a child in principle, even a child is held in trust.
Exactly. And as you're raising this child, know you're raising someone's wife, someone's husband.
Wow.
So it's not more about
a servant of God.
Exactly. So it's not like, oh, the child looks like me. You see, I would say, teach your children to kneel while greeting.
Yeah.
Not because you want them to kneel for you.
Yeah.
But you're training them to be someone's wife. You'd rather teach them to kneel and the husband doesn't
care about it.
Than say, no, you, Jane, don't kneel for anyone. And the man.
And they have problems
exactly.
Now. But I want
so once you understand that you're raising someone's spouse, then it's no longer about, oh, this one was born premature. You see, this one has suffered. You see, this one, the father left us a long time ago.
Yeah. But the insight of trust is so powerful that I don't want to believe you had it in the beginning with your partners.
No.
So I'm trying to figure out, at what point did you come to that insight?
When I crashed.
Can you talk about the crash and then the other insight?
Yeah, 2018, 19, you know, we had a bad.
That's recent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So business really tanked.
Yeah.
And it was really bad.
Yeah. How bad?
I wanted to close it.
Wow.
Really, I wanted to close it. And I usually thank God for COVID, that it gave me a break.
Wow.
Because things were bad, yes, but it gave me a break away from the business.
Yeah.
Now to think of ways of re-engineering the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that time the banks were not taking their loan installment.
Yeah.
So I had time to recuperate and recapitalize the business. Yeah. Though when they restructured the loan, the balances came back with many zeros.
But you had a break.
Yeah, I had a break. But yes, business got so bad.
Yeah.
I said, let me close. But then I realized I have 70 staff that I'm looking after.
Wow.
How do I tell them and look at them and say, go home? We're done.
Yeah.
And my own conservative estimates are that every adult in Uganda is looking after 5 people. So I said 70 times 5, that's 350 people. My decision is affecting 350 people.
Yeah.
If I wake up in a drunken stupor and make a decision, those are 350 lives.
Wow.
Are they going to thank God for what I'm doing? Do they go to God with thanksgiving?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Wow.
I must be careful about the decisions, therefore, I make.
Wow.
But if I run the business well, they will go, thank God. I'll never forget one lady whose mother came up and said, I pray for you every single day.
An employee's mother?
Yes.
Wow.
And I was so touched. I said, Grace, you had better be careful. The checks you sign, the decisions you make. There's an old lady praying for you every single day.
For as long as she sees her daughter going to work.
Correct.
She keeps the prayers coming.
Correct.
The daughter sends a kashuga and she's like, wow. Wow.
So you realize that what you've been given is a trust. How you run it is not just about you. It's about the lives of all these other people. Yeah. Plus, I'll tell you one other thing. You will never know who you're inspiring. Your closure doesn't just affect you alone. Yeah. So, you could say, you know what? I'm done with the marriage. I'm done. She's cuckoos. But there are 70 other couples who are holding on.
Because you held on.
Exactly. Now, when they hear you've also run out, then those people will also run out. One day, so we have this morning call about 5 days a week. So I prepared to talk about a certain subject, think strategy in business. Then when I woke up, I completely changed and talked about marriage. This gentleman calls me after the call, says, you know what? Just today, this morning, I was walking out of my marriage.
Wow.
Yeah. I was done. But because I heard you talk about this, I'm giving it 1 more week.
Wow.
So 1 more week was all we needed to say, okay, dude, I know she's obnoxious, disgusting, and all this. Let's just give it 7 more days and touch base.
Wow.
So the thing is, with the business, again, if we go back to business, you will never know who you're inspiring. What people are persisting, persevering, staying in, making it better. Because you are in. You see, to the extent that we are able to manage well, we'll attract all the necessary resources we actually want. You see, you may not have money.
Yeah.
But money has not left the earth. Let's just agree.
That's
We have not had
people leave it behind,
Exactly.
but it doesn't leave people.
No.
Yes.
So let's just say that the world has, say, $10 trillion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's still here.
Looking for a faithful steward.
Where to park.
Wow.
So once you show yourself faithful, it will come and find home there. One person said this. I heard this guy say, and I don't know whether it's true or not, but flow with me.
Yeah.
Said, it's good to talk about money. Money is like a spouse.
Yeah.
It needs you to know. It needs to know that you need it. Okay. And that you're looking for it and you'll find it. When money hears you say, me, I don't need money.
Yeah.
It also takes off. If your spouse heard you say, I don't need her, they would also take off. Who wants to be with a person who doesn't need them? But whatever I think, whether it's true or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is the thing. We should run what we've been entrusted with.
Yeah.
And that circles back to the need for you to upskill, to learn.
Yeah.
New ways of doing the business that you're in. To know that how more faithful can I be?
Yeah.
How can I raise the bar? You know, how can I now dovetails into some other thing altogether? How can I raise the ceiling? And how can I raise the floor? So how can I reach out for higher heights?
Yeah.
But how can I also say, we've run this for 10 years, but now the standards are going to be higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now what is going to be expected of us is a higher floor. Yeah. None is evil, but now the floor is going to be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that creates an interesting dynamic, and it goes back to what we were talking about, that the businessman should not neglect their family. And I'm seeing now the businessman who's holding the business in trust, where he's, you know what, business is not my money. This is a business. I see a scenario where at home Charlie is saying, we've been renting for a long time. I think we need to get out of rent.
Correct.
Now, how does that businessman running a business in trust do such a big investment for the family?
Very good question.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the trust.
Okay.
When I work with Mr. Kitaka here, I work to empower him.
Okay.
Make the decisions I'm making. There's a guy, he says, never work with another man for more than 5 years. That may be a little bit controversial.
Yeah.
But the heart is this, that develop the man to be more like you, not remain in a servant position for more than 5 years.
Empower them.
Empower them.
Yeah.
In a way, when I work with 10 Kitakas, the business will grow. I don't worry. I have been entrusted. The business is not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can leave it with them and go back and find my wife and find my children.
Yeah.
But they too are growing the business and doing more than I can do on my own. But this is the fundamental thing.
Yeah.
They too know I have entrusted them.
Yeah.
The way I have been entrusted. They are happier. They will do more than they would have done under my direct supervision and us micromanaging them. The element of trust kicks in. That trust is a multiplier. Yeah. And when someone knows they are trusted, even their little bad manners will go away. Yeah.
Okay.
But when you know you're not trusted, even sometimes the whole idea of being trustworthy, then you're like, let me just be like everyone else.
Yeah.
So when you know, let's go first to the basic. The business you're running, ABC Enterprises, is a trust.
Yeah.
So you don't own it.
Yeah.
So you can easily check out and say, I've gone home.
Yeah.
You then are able to run it that way. But you're also able to get other people you can entrust. And they too live a balanced life.
Yeah.
Because if you're stressed out entrepreneur, you're going to have stressed out staff. Yeah. But once their lives are thriving, even their spouses are happy that they work with you. Then you can go and play golf. You know, I used to wonder, how do these successful people play golf at 7 a.m.? Sense of irresponsibility. No, it is actually a sense of responsibility. They're able to say the business has a life. I too have a life. And they separate themselves from the business. And they can say 7 to 10, I'm at the golf club.
Yeah.
Then I'll go for the business at 11. Yeah.
So, but it didn't answer fully the question I asked. Because I was looking at the young businessman who has a dilemma.
The young businessman who has a dilemma.
At home and not killing the business, not taking the business to do the development at home.
There is a level of understanding that he needs to have of both the marriage and the business.
Okay.
And say, look, I am going to devote some time in the business. I will fall short on the marriage. I want you to cover me and understand.
Okay. So he has to negotiate.
Yes. I will be right back after these commercial messages. Certain times, okay, this is the thing. In the beginning, the business will demand of you quite a lot to help it begin and start and create culture and systems and routines and rhythms. So you may find it very hard to be a very good husband and a very good father.
Yeah.
But explain to the spouse that this is what we are about. I recently, sorry for the diversion, but I need to sneak in this. Recently, I did a small survey, and I asked couples, what is your priority right now for the next 3 months? And the same couple would give 2 different answers.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So that's the cause of misunderstanding.
There's no alignment.
There's no alignment.
Yeah.
So it is okay if I know right now the priority is for you to work and support us at home. So we release you with one heart. Yeah. We know where you are, we know what you're doing, and we know it's necessary. Yeah. Because we are both in agreement. Yeah. Okay. We know that by end of 2025, the business will have stabilized and you'll be back. We are in sync. Yeah. It is important to know what the priority for the couple is. And it doesn't need to be the same all the time. It can change. It can be that, you know what, right now the priority is, Mr. Kitaka, you need to go back to school. Yeah. Okay. For the next 3 months, I will hold fort. Go back, and when you come back, we will start building. So I am not against building. Yeah. I'm not against going back to school. Yeah. Can we agree on the sequencing? Right now, it is career. Then we'll start building. Then we'll have a child. Then we'll build a business, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So once a couple is in alignment about the 3 month sprints, then everything will go well. So let's go back to the question you asked. Okay. So this gentleman has a small business and has a young family. Yeah. Let's agree. Yeah. For the next 3 months, it's going to be, I need to put food on the table. I need to make sure that you guys eat. that is okay.
Mm.
After 3 months, let's check in. Where are we?
Yeah.
And say, oh, the business has actually stabilized.
Mm.
Or it needs another 3 months.
Yeah.
That's fine. Then, what do we do next?
Mm.
I'll shock you.
Yeah.
People want to have a house.
Mm.
People want to go back to school.
Mm.
People want to have a baby.
Yeah.
People want to set a business.
Mm.
But let's list those things down.
Mm.
So for you, what comes number one right now?
Mm.
So you know what was out of that list? I see school.
Mm.
I was thinking about business.
Yeah.
Just that will remove some of the tension and suspicion.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't care about business, doesn't care about building.
Mm.
No, he cares about building.
Mm.
He only thinks the building will come 3 years from now.
Mm.
So can we agree that for now, let us work and save a lot of money?
Mm.
That will bring understanding.
Yeah.
So he will be able to run the business, and his wife will say he's a good husband.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. And before I go into my next question, I've heard you mention on several points about research.
Mhm.
You talked about being in church and seeing the clothes women are wearing.
Yeah.
And you also talked about the survey you did.
Yeah.
Are you that mindful about research? Where does that come from?
I don't know. You're asking me a question I've not thought about. I've not thought about.
Yeah.
I am just curious to know what would it be like if blah 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 blah. What if we tried ABCD? Yeah.
Actually, it's sort of an answer comes to me.
Uh-huh.
It ties into your business being a calling. That if it's a calling, you're equipped with certain skills you may not even be so conscious about, but they are part of you.
Maybe. I'll give you another example.
Yeah.
So couples have challenges as they go along.
Yeah.
But one of the questions I ask is, what are you looking forward to? And the couple should have the same answer.
Yeah.
And that helps you override certain small issues. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So let's say you and your wife are looking forward to going to Bahamas.
Yeah.
Okay. September 15th.
You're planting bad ideas. But let's go.
Let's go. Come with me. I'll bring you back.
Okay.
Yeah. And this morning, the tea wasn't as hot as it should be.
Yeah.
Because you're looking forward to having a good time in Bahamas, you're able to override this and ignore it and not make it an issue. Now, if I ask, what are you looking forward to? Really, nothing. Then you'll make this an issue.
Everything will be an issue because there's no major.
Exactly. What have you recently celebrated?
Yeah.
If you've just celebrated your 19th wedding anniversary, you didn't want this tea to mark the 19th year one day. When you're one day to your 20th year, to begin that day with an issue of the tea. So you'll override it.
Yes.
Say, it's not an issue. Let me just go and hit it myself.
Yeah. Wow.
You see, so once you align on what are you looking forward to, in a way, when you align to that, you'll overlook several things. You will be in a very positive atmosphere where it's like, I'm looking forward to that. I was just here dreaming and saying, that day, how shall we be? What shall we be doing from morning to evening? I'm already thinking about it. Yeah.
That's powerful. I have another important thing I want to ask about. We talk about business.
Sure.
We talk about money. And one of the things I'd noticed, there's a lot of ignorance pertaining to money. Most of us, you figure out how to do with money the way you go along. So I wanted to find out from your experience, are there any principles pertaining to dealing with money you've learned on your journey that you try to maintain?
Yes. The Jews have a practice they call Havdalah.
Havdalah.
Yeah. Havdalah helps you contain money.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the thing. They get a cup or a glass and put it in, you can put it on the table or a dish, and get a container of wine, let's say a bottle of wine, and pour in that glass until it overflows. And you're marking and saying, as this week begins, I'm going to work and have more than enough. You see, one of the things you have to know about money is you have to give it away. You have to give it away. One of the ways of getting more is by giving. It sounds counterintuitive, but you have to give. If you don't give it, you don't receive it. So from the word go, we are going to say our week begins with us going to work, but we will have more. It's not good to not have excess. To bless other people. You get it? So money, one of the ways of getting money is by giving it. Robert Kiyosaki even says it, and says it is good to give away money. He says when you give it, it comes back to you. He doesn't know how, but it's good to use money to help other people. Yeah. 2, you should never underestimate the power of money. Never underestimate the power. You see, we teach people in church and say, you know what, keep yourself pure, keep yourself, don't involve yourself in sexual activity. And we pledge and swear and come back. And this person grows, and she finishes university, and she starts working, and has no skill on how to handle money. And the very thing you have told the person for the last 25 years, she loses it at year 26.
Because of money.
Because of money. We should be able to teach that, but then also teach about stewardship of money. Because all the 25 years can become a burning ship in just one moment. Money, number 3, is a tool. And it can be used for good or bad. Money is the one thing that you don't care about, that it should match with your clothes. So if I give you money, you don't say, Grace, it doesn't match with my shirt. I need a blue one. I'll give you the 50K note. It's brown, but it will fit in a blue t-shirt. Yeah. We can do many things with money. Many times you have good intentions, but those intentions can be translated into reality with money. But like I said, at number 3, never underestimate the power that money has. And always learn from other people how they deal with money. Money is one of the things that you should pass on to your children and your children's children. So that they know, so that they live a certain life. Do you know that at a certain level of wealth, you don't have the freedom to choose your spouse?
How so?
Poor people choose for themselves their spouses. because poor people choose for themselves. So you see, when you're poor, you say, I know how to do this thing.
Yeah.
But when you're rich, these wealthy people know that it is just not about getting a lady or a man.
Yeah.
But they want to know that the kind of lady you're getting is also wealthy. Yeah. Because they care about cross-generational wealth. And they know that if their son gets a poor lady, it's going to take a lot of time to bring her up. So that is why at certain level of wealth, you'll be told who to marry. Because even your father was told who to marry. Even your grandfather was told who to marry. Do you think you can be, let's say, a Carnegie or a Kennedy and you or a Rockefeller and you're simply saying, no, I'm going to Uganda?
Unless you're in rebellion.
But usually they'll have lined up for you a Bill Gates, someone else. Yes. So when you say you're going to have sushi, it's not like eyo enyamambisi. You both understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that those are the things I never underestimate the power money has.
Wow.
Yeah.
And as we bring it closer to a close, if you are to start the pharmacy business today, and you're trying to imagine you're advising a young version of you that's wants to start Vine Pharmacy today, and you want to give them a game plan, what game plan would you give them?
1, avoid debt. Okay. Maybe that would be another a whole different thing. Yeah, I didn't talk about it today, but
can we talk about it a bit, because it's quite important?
Okay. Debt is so subtle.
Yeah.
You know, you asked me the previous question about money. If you do not estimate your ability to handle money very well, you'll end up in debt. And debt has been used as a tool and sold so subtly that we come to accept it. But 2 things I will share with you.
Yeah.
That many of the people are found are heavily indebted. Number 1. Number 2, they acquired that debt with the view that it would be a short run. Let me get this 1 year, I'll be able to pay it back and I'll be good. 2 years, I swear 3 years will be done. But 3, they are more in debt and have stayed with that debt longer than they are actually anticipated to. And they have no plan to get out.
Wow.
Some of them, sadly, even don't know how much they're indebted. But debt, of course, has its own things.
Yeah.
But you have, all you know is say, okay, I have I'm indebted by 60 million.
Yeah.
When do you plan to get out? I don't know.
Wow.
A righteous man leaves an inheritance.
Not a debt.
Wow. For his children's children. You see, I heard this from Andy Stanley, who said, your irresponsibility eventually becomes someone's responsibility.
Wow.
So we can praise debt and talk all the things about debt. But someone eventually is going to pick that baby up.
Wow.
Someone eventually has to care and rectify that position. The other thing I found out about debt is that many people are indebted to 5 entities. So you find the guy has a loan or 2, with the bank, banks. Then he has with the microfinance. Then he has with the circle at work. Then even the little shop at home.
Wow.
They also demand. Then your brother-in-law also gave you like a 5 million you have never returned.
Wow.
So if you're not careful with handling money, then you can end up in debt. Oh, by the way, these days you even have loan apps, which are from the pit of hell. So they subtract from the atmosphere in the marriage. The marriage temperature inevitably lowers when you have debt. The dream level is low because all you can think about is me. I praise the Lord that I made to pay the installment. You remember the Havdalah principle we talked about? You can't have excess. Bless other people. Because your bottle cannot even fill the glass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The pit of debt is way above even zero.
Correct.
That even zero is a lot of progress.
So you testify about being able to pay the loan installment finally.
Wow.
Then how will you be able to do good?
You can't afford it.
You can't. There are several companies that are actually debt-free.
Wow.
Several. Even big companies that are completely debt-free.
Yeah.
One of them I found out was this company that sells Pique chewing gum.
Wow.
They've found a way of selling to you and you have remained in debt. And for them, they're out of debt. But one, let's go back to debt.
Yes.
Two, treat people well. Treat people well. There's a gentleman I know who treated his staff very well.
Yeah.
And business was doing badly. And so he called his staff, said, look, this business is not doing well. I'm going to close it down.
Yeah.
And the staff said, no, you'll not close it. We're going to continue working. Go look for money. When he got money, his mother helped get him some money.
Yeah. And
he revived the business.
Wow.
People are your biggest multiplier. They'll bring their ingenuity to bear if you allow them to. But they'll lift you to levels that you would not have gone alone. You have limitations.
Yeah.
But everyone will bring their intelligence. And together the combined intelligence will be much more than what you can ever bear. 3, learn. Study.
Yeah.
Study yourself approved. Studying is very good. Learn as much as possible about the business you are running.
Yeah.
You cannot become worse by learning.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
At the worst, you learn nothing. But it can't get worse by learning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And things change. I heard you the other day talk about patterns.
Yeah.
Learn the patterns. Learn the rhythms. Learn the kairos and chronos within your business. Learn things, patterns, trends, dangers, opportunities that are coming your way.
Yeah.
Take advantage of them.
Yeah.
So learn and learn and learn. The last one I would say is grow the business with people and empower them to be more like you. Don't have a ruler servant mentality.
Yeah.
These people too have dreams. I tell my staff that when I hire you, I want you to work with Vine. But I want you to know that your dream that you thought you would have by going to medical school will still come alive. Help these people realize the dreams they had when they were growing up. Sometimes all it takes to help someone obtain their dream is help walk with them. The mistakes you've made so that they don't make the same. Maybe if I may smuggle in this other one, is teach. Learn enough to teach, but teach 360 degrees. Teach people about marriage, about cooking,
Yeah.
about raising children,
Mm.
about eating,
Mm.
about fasting, about saving.
Mm.
Even if you deal in hardware,
Yeah. Yeah.
teach people about marriage. Say, hey,
Mm.
Sula, how is your wife? Ah, she's okay. Did you say thank her? Did you thank her? Say, thank her for what? No, teach him. He'll become a better man. It has no connection with hardware.
Yeah.
But when Sula becomes a better husband, your business will become a better business.
Wow. Wow. I mean, one of the things you've left me with is the fact that as you do business, you are doing business in trust. You'll be held accountable for the businesses you've been entrusted with. And that's quite a powerful takeaway.
Mr. Kitaka, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Typical person.
Yeah.
This is my own thing. So I have no scriptural basis for it.
Yeah.
But come along with me. So you run a business, ABC business. Your employee, Tom, spends 8 hours there. And he goes to church. So he does 40 hours a week with you and goes to church 2 or 3 hours. Okay. When he dies and you die, and then you go to heaven, where do you think most of the conversations with God will be? Will they be around work or about church?
Work is where most of the time was spent.
Exactly. Now you're the employer. Do you think your name will be mentioned while they are examining Tom's file?
Wow. Wow.
Do you think your name will feature?
Of course. Wow.
So if your name is going to feature in 70 files,
wow,
you had better make sure you get it right.
wow.
These people are spending more time with you than with their pastor. You are actually likely to have more impact on them than their pastor. You may be having more to answer for than their pastor.
Wow. Wow.
Just a thought. But the essence is that you have been entrusted with people's lives. You've been entrusted with the business. They should go to their pastor testifying about the things that you're able to do. You're showing what you believe by how you pay people.
Yeah.
By how, I learned something. I think it's in Luke.
Yeah.
Where Luke 11, I think, where it says that if you are unfaithful with
one who's faithful in little, be faithful in much.
No.
Okay.
If you are unfaithful with worldly possessions, who will entrust you with true riches? When we talk about money and people and things, many times we want to jump to the spiritual. But if we are not careful with worldly possessions, then we can never ascend to manage spiritual resources. And this gentleman went ahead and said, you first manage your worldly possessions well, then God entrusts you with true riches. And he nailed it and said, you cannot claim to be a spiritual person and issue a check that bounced. Because you have got this. Again, it goes back to stewardship. Knowing that this money doesn't belong to me. Tom supplied me 100,000 goods worth. I sold them at 150. Tom, here is your 100. Here is my 50. Wow. Stewardship.
Wow.
Then you are sent to spirituality. Then we can say, Mr. Kitaka is a very spiritual person. Yeah.
Wow. That's a powerful conversation, I'm sure. We could have an entire podcast just on trust.
Yeah.
But I usually give my guests an opportunity to ask me one question. Give them a tithe.
Interesting. My question to you, is way after you're gone. What do you want to be remembered for?
The word frame it was my dream. I had a dream one time that I wanted to be buried. It's a dream I had in my head, not in as well sleeping. That I wanted to be buried by many people. Like I want the dead die, many people to show up. You know, you go to those burials where you find cars in all over different places. And not because of the vanity, because he was a big man, but he impacted those many lives. That they're like, man, I am better because he lived. So that has been my driving compass. So even doing things like this podcast is saying there are young men and young women who are failing to thrive. And some of them are doing what they're doing, but things are not adding up. And it's very possible there's something they are missing. So I'm hoping by the summer people I have conversations with, they'll share something and that person can get that thing to connect that hasn't been connecting. And if that person, on account of this work, actually makes their life work, I imagine they'll hold me in a different perspective. And hopefully that day God says your time is up, they'll say like, that was a good man.
I think you're living your dream. You're on your way there.
Amen.
You're on your way there.
Glory to God. Mr. Munyirwa.
Yes, sir.
This has been an amazing conversation. It's been longer than usual, and yet I feel it has been short. So I think we'll have to do it again, but thank you very much.
My wife told me, you want me to Mr. Kitaka? I said, yes. Said, you two are talkative.
She didn't lie.
So highest mate was 4 hours.
It was the preferred, but our cameras can't go further. So thank you very much.
My pleasure, sir.
God bless you.
Always a pleasure.
Awesome.